Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is me going with Q2 of the weekly contest 474, maximum product of 3 elements after 1 replacement. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about this one. So first of all, right, we can replace it with any number in these two range, but if we're trying to maximize, we're always going to either choose the negative one or the positive one, right? I mean, I think the examples are probably in here as well. Like if you have two negative numbers, you're going to, right? Or I guess in this case it's a little bit what actually they don't tell you because they, you still replace it with the positive number, but with this one you do replace it with a negative number, but yeah. And then the key for this part really is, if you ask me, if you want to solve in a very quick time, and I did in 2 minutes, it's just experience. And it's just knowing similar problems and being able to get it very quickly from your experience. And for me, that's basically, honestly, the magic sauce about this. I don't know if I had to grind for it. The idea here is that once you sort, and you may not even need to sort, technically speaking, complexity speaking, because 10 to the 5th, this is n log n, my algorithm makes it n log n, but really what you really need is just get the largest two numbers, smallest two numbers, which has the largest magnitude if they're negative, and then just play with them. And for me, yeah, and this basically encompasses all the cases. I mean, maybe if you're a little bit smart with the if statement, you don't have to technically calculate some of these, because as you can see, even these two, they're like mutually exclusive, right? But if you're doing 6 operations per input and sorting, I wouldn't worry that much about it, right? Yeah, but that's basically the idea. The idea is that, okay, after we sort it, we want to take the two smallest number. If they're both negative, then we'll take the biggest one. If for whatever reason, if one of them is negative and one of them is positive, then you just use this one. But probably what I was looking for was just two smallest ones, because then now is similar to this one, where the two smallest negative numbers are the largest by magnitude, right? And yeah, I think you could probably be even dumber. I mean, well, okay, this is the way that I did it is pretty dumb per se, but it's so that I don't have to think about it, right? I did it in 2 minutes. Okay, so big is the same idea, but for positive numbers, right? So it probably wants to be there, but I also handle this just in case, right? Meaning if you have, for whatever reason, a positive and small number, but I don't think that's like maybe you can remove this, and it doesn't matter. Actually, let's try that for funsies. But I just didn't want to think about it, and I just didn't want to have to prove anything. Oh, actually, okay, so maybe I am wrong, but whereas you can also see my thought process as I kind of have these two here, is because so that I don't have to think about the cases is true, right? So you can say that I'm trading computation time, or thinking time for computation, right? Because I don't have to think about it. It's 2 minutes. This is kind of as brute force. Like if there's an edge case there, I don't have to think about it. I just calculate it, right? I kind of like. It wasn't that, just to be clear, it wasn't that I could not figure out whether this is true or not. It's that I didn't want to have to, right? I knew that if there are two negative numbers, this is true. But are there cases where you have to multiply by the negative 10 to the 5th? And I didn't want to have to think through it. And that's all. That's the time to save me speed. But the key part there is also that if they have opposite signs, this will take care of it, right? Meaning in theory, the smallest number would be negative. This is positive, and then yeah, you use the negative number before. I think maybe you could get rid of this in that instance. Let's see. Yeah, okay, right. And the reason is also because, just to be clear, this case is not needed because this case is here. Which these two cases, when one of them works, well, I mean, there are a couple of cases where they might overlap as Y, right? Or this is a superset of this one, I suppose, maybe. But yeah, like I said, the whole reason is I have all these extra statements is that I do not have to think during the contest. That's basically it. But otherwise, if you really want to think about it, then yeah, these two are both negatives, both positives, and the smallest or the most negative and the most positive. You can also, and this is with sorting, but you can also just like, get the max 2 and the min 2, which reduce this to linear, right? Because getting max 2 or min 2 are both linear operations, there's a linear algorithms for it in either case. You probably can also do something with sorting, or either sorting or just retrieving the two numbers with the biggest magnitude, right? And then doing if statements to calculate whether you need the big or negative big, or just don't even do it. Just try both like I did here. So you can definitely do that. And there was one more thing that I was going to say, but I forgot. Yeah, maybe that's fine then. Yeah, like I said, you don't need sort for it, but it makes it just a little bit easier, or just easier typing wise. I mean, because this is like 10 characters or whatever, right? So I don't have to deal with the rest of it. But yeah, as you can see, I left it there so that we can kind of analyze the why I did it, even though it obviously is not optimal per se. But again, this is a contest problem review, so that's what I'm optimizing for. But that's it. That's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. As I said, this is n-log n as the way that we implement it, but you can do this in O of n way easily. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and you could watch me solve it live during the contest next. No need to complicate things. Keep it short and dumb. All right. Oh, it's not. I was like, did I just? Okay, no. One element in this range, maximum possible of 3 elements in any distinct thing, right? 10 to the 5th means we have to be a little bit smart. But it's gonna. You always probably either remove, change it with one of these two, right? One of the max range. So yeah. All right. So we probably want to sort. We probably only really need. Do we always have 3 numbers? We always have 3 numbers. So we only really have to look at the smaller 2 numbers, the max 2 numbers, and then maybe one of each, right? I think that should be right? So so this is small, right? And small means that we assume them to be negative. So then we want maybe actually I shouldn't make that assumption, because maybe it doesn't matter in the sense that it's easy to just add in a thing, right? So I was going to write just this and then assume, but we can also just do this. It doesn't really matter, right? And then big, we can do this. And then either, right? And then that should be good, I think. YOLO submit. Hope I didn't miss a case. Okay. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about this problem, this contest, everything in between. Stay good, stay healthy, to your mental health. I'll see y'all later and take care. Bye-bye.